All right, welcome to the Rich CELENZA Show. WTF are you talking about? I'm Rich CELENZA, sitting with JOE Pensante, one of my oldest and closest friends. He is a RE/MAX, what would you say?
Real estate agent.
Yeah.
For the RE/MAX Town Center in downtown Orlando on Lake Eola.
Yes, if you know anything about me or who I am, you'll definitely know who he is, and probably vice versa.
Yes, absolutely.
So what I want to get into today is regarding downtown Orlando, how it's changing in so many different ways.
Okay.
And we've been basically coming here for a majority of our life, starting at teenagers.
35 years.
Yeah, we first we used to come down here as teenagers. We used to party at a place called Rosie OGradys in the 80s.
Nickel beer night.
Dime, wasn't it?
No, it was nickel beer night.
You remember.
25-cent wings in different places.
Phineas Fogg's.
And then Phineas Fogg's, the dance club.
Yeah.
And a few other little places like the Beecham Theater on Orange Avenue, so on and so forth.
Yeah, I had a lot of good and bad things happen downtown for me. And if you ever seen any documentaries or anything on, who was the dude from New Kids on the Block and, Backstreet Boys and In Sync, Lou Pearlman.
Yeah, Lou Pearlman.
He kind of took over.
He built a lot of it. He built a lot of it until he disappeared in Indonesia, and that's when they caught him.
Right, not a lot of people are familiar with downtown Orlando. They're really only familiar with Disney, Universal.
Well, they categorize it into one, and it's not. It's not like that anymore. It's not. It should not be categorized into one entity anymore.
What do you mean by that?
There's multiple parts of downtown. Everybody associates downtown with all the negative up by the Orange Avenue area, where all like the nightclubs are, and I want to say not really ghetto part, but after a certain time, it becomes that. But that's only by the Orange Avenue area. People don't realize all the other beautiful areas of downtown, like Colonial Town, Lake Eola Heights. Everything around Lake Eola is absolutely gorgeous.
Right. My father had a building downtown Orlando, which was actually on Colonial Drive 50, which is one of the busiest roads in the state of Florida. But then the street it butted up to was Paramore, which was rated one of the worst cities in the state of Florida.
The biggest ghetto area, yeah.
Yeah, Orlando downtown it's a very interesting place because it really isn't that big, and there's only a few main roads, but it's unbelievably central located. Wouldn't you say?
Especially around the lake. We have a beautiful lake with beautiful parks they've built. It's beautiful around. It's beautiful to go around the lake with the swans and the paddle boats and the little bistros and lounges to hang out at. It's wonderful.
And here's the thing also. There's a lot of communities around downtown Orlando that are very nice, which would include Thornton Park.
Especially Thornton Park, yes.
College Park.
College Park is just on the other side of like the downtown area, yes.
Yeah, and I lived in College Park for many years.
Lake Eola Heights, College Park, Colonial Town, all those little areas all the way around the lake are all beautiful. The real estate is skyrocketing in those areas. They're renovating. Many years used to be a baby boomers thing. Now they're tearing it down, renovating it, and all young professionals are coming in and paying top dollar for it.
Well, here's the thing too. I think that there's another area too, which is basically it's a form of Thornton Park. It's called the Milk District, which is mainly gay driven.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Right, so you have a lot of gays in there. And what's quite interesting is I think downtown Orlando is kind of becoming a combination of a little bit of West Hollywood.
I agree with that. Mixed
in with, we don't have any beaches or anything, but it definitely has a Tampa kind of vibe, a little bit, would you say?
Mm-hmm.
So it's, obviously I can't compare it to WeHo, West Hollywood, California, because that's massive. And then you blend into Hollywood, but what I'm saying is it's actually quite pretty. And what's funny is a lot of people that come to Orlando don't even know there's a downtown Orlando.
No. They automatically associate it with the Orange Avenue area where people just say, oh, all it is nightclubs and stinky bars and things like that. And that's not true at all anymore.
No, they'll either go to Disney or Universal like we discussed, or they'll drive to, say, Daytona, Ormond Beach.
That's it. A lot of people don't know that the lake exists. Everybody associates downtown the former Church Street Station or Rosie OGradys was the iconic landmark for many, many years here.
And that shut down.
And then that all shut down. And then what's left? All the drinking establishments. Everything is just drinking in that area.
It became a party drug town. There's no question.
Yeah.
And I think what also happened, or it's starting to change, is for one is, well, they put a movie theater and a cigar and whatever.
Right.
But they still don't seem to have anybody committing as an anchor.
Right.
So there's no real mall downtown. There's not a lot of shopping like most downtowns.
You don't have the shopping, and that's a big thing.
Even your Starbucks, there's really not a core one. There's no McDonald's. There's no Burger King inside down. Like, it's a very interesting downtown. And I've traveled all over North America. I've never seen a downtown like downtown Orlando because it's still relatively decent in size. But when you go down there, it's mainly restaurant driven, but it's not, again, chains. You're not going to chain restaurants. You're not going to find you're not even going to find an Olive Garden, which corporate headquarters is not far from here.
No.
You're not going to find a Red Lobster here. You're not going to find a Cheesecake Factory. They even put a Five Guys, and that ended up going out of business.
Right.
So I think what happens with people who do come downtown, especially during the day, they're kind of misled. There's not a lot to do.
Well, there's nothing to do.
Right.
It's just the business people walking around. There's zero shopping. There's zero stores to go in and look at. All it is drinking. If you're not here to drink up by that downtown Orange Avenue area, there's nothing else to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of bank buildings, and I'm not going to say it's a phony downtown because I used to say that, but I do think it is growing. There's no question about that.
It is. They're trying to change it. They're making some progress, but it's going to take time.
Yeah, if you are planning on moving to downtown Orlando, I will say this, Joey lives downtown, and I live close to downtown.
Lake Eola Heights. I live around the lake.
Right, he lives across from Lake Eola, which is a beautiful area. Very small, though. Don't think when we're talking. But when you live downtown, you kind of catch yourself the opposite of if you lived, say, New York, Chicago, LA, or all that. Yes. Because when you're here, you're always leaving to go somewhere else, even a gym for the most part. Because there's not... It's kind of a reverse. Usually people live downtown because they don't want to drive around. And they want to do everything within that little community, which you can eat here. But when it comes to other things, shopping, obviously working out.
Top restaurants.
Meeting a lot of other people, because not a lot of people live downtown Orlando.
Right.
They want to live on the outskirts of the suburbs. They either want to live near Disney, Joe knows this more than I, live near Universal, live near golf courses, live near the beach or in between, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Right.
Or live far away from Disney, like in the Lake Mary, Sanford areas. And those are beautiful communities.
Yeah, because we've discussed this. I don't know if you heard that on other podcast. A lot of people that move to Florida, if they don't live in a beach area or can't afford one, or they do end up coming to Florida, Orlando, to work, they want to have access to the beach where it doesn't take 2 hours to go.
Right.
So, for instance, they'll go to Lake Mary, Sanford, it's only an hour drive. Or they'll go East Orlando, where they can go to Cocoa or New Smyrna relatively quickly. Or they go in city, for instance, so then they're close to Clearwater or Tampa, let's say.
Right.
But Orlando, Florida, downtown, not a lot of people know too, is like 30 miles from Disney.
Yeah.
Right? They think downtown Orlando. When they hear downtown Orlando or Orlando, they think Disney. Disney is not Orlando.
Well, it's like L.A. and West Hollywood. You know? Yeah, everybody thinks, everything is Los Angeles. No.
Right. And you throw in traffic, especially now.
Yes.
But now let's go back to your unit now. You love living. You have an office here.
Yes, right next door.
Right, and then you have a beautiful unit. Now you're living in a high rise. To live here, what do you think the cost of living is compared to most downtowns? Like, what's the benefit of living here for you?
Well, one is my convenience to my office. If I don't have to go show homes or leave the city for any reason, my car won't leave the garage for 3-4 days at a time. That's the best thing. I have a grocery store at the bottom level. I have a Publix at the bottom level of my building.
Right.
It's all that convenience.
Starbucks is walking distance.
Right. I can go for a slice of pizza to a filet mignon within walking distance to my office and where I live. And the price are unbelievable. For my type of unit, anyone would pay $2,000, $2,500, even $3,000 anywhere. I'm right at about $1,500 and below with the discounts that I got.
Yeah, and you're close to the airport. People don't realize how close downtown Orlando is to the airport.
I can see it from my balcony.
Yeah. and Uber ride $15, right? On the average,
$12 to $15, easy.
Yeah, when if you live downtown Orlando, you have east-west I-4 expressway.
Yeah.
You cannot beat this.
No.
No matter if you're going east, west, north, or south. I mean, let's call it for what it is.
And that's the one benefit.
Yeah, that is a benefit. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing, though. I will say a lot of downtown isn't like what Joey's saying, though. If you live on one side of I-4, which would be west, no bono, really. You're not going to have a Publix, or you're not going to have... Well, there is one grocery store, but you're not going to have a Starbucks in walking distance. You're not going to have the pizzerias, the cafes, and all that. So, in the same kind of gets... how do I say this without getting confusing? There are really... When he's talking about areas, he's not talking about areas that run for miles long. He's talking about areas that are only a few blocks long.
They're a few blocks big. That's it.
That's it. So even though a lot of times people will drive through downtown Orlando or on I-4 or east-west, it relatively is growing, and it's not as big as Tampa, but it kind of has a visual where it could be like half the size or something.
You can get to our downtown in 8-10 blocks and you're done.
Yes.
That's pretty much it. From I-4 down right out into Thornton Park, it's 8-10 blocks and it's over. Now you're inside of the neighborhoods, the Thornton Park neighborhoods.
Yeah. And the main road is Orange Avenue. Let's call it for what it is. And that's really a mile long. I mean, if you really break it down.
That's it.
And I would say the main road would be Colonial Drive, which isn't...
It'd be Central. Central would be right through the dead center of downtown Orlando.
You're right.
Which encumbered both segments. I call downtown into two segments. There's your party area, your nightlife, which is up by Orange Avenue. Then you have, I call it a downtown version of Mayberry. Yeah. That way they pull in the sidewalks at 9:30 at night, you can hear a pin drop.
Yeah. College Park would be that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so the other road, like I was saying, would be Colonial Drive, would be the more popular road, but that isn't in the heart of it. But it's quite interesting because at night, Colonial Drive goes very bad.
Yes, and that's where all the shopping is around here.
Yeah, it's not... Right. It runs east and west, and again, not too good. If you go on the other side, like we were discussing earlier, Paramore's a little rough. It's interesting if you go south, though, Pins. What do you think of South downtown Orlando? Because they have the new Target, they have the new 24-hour fitness. Yeah, what do you think of that?
It's called Soto and Delaney Park, and that's really upscale. Except for close to Orange Avenue, down the center of it, which is right by the RMC, the Orlando Regional Medical Center. That's a little bit run down. But if you go blocks in, you're talking about $300,000, $500,000, $800,000 homes.
Yeah, and beautiful lakes.
Nothing. And beautiful lakes. Lake Ginny. A friend of mine just bought a house on Lake Ginny Jewel. Beautiful out there, $350,000. Around his house, around that lake, there are $1 million houses. The same thing on the other side of Orange Avenue, south of downtown, on the west side. The same thing back there. They build beautiful, beautiful homes back there. But again, it's not walking. They want to call it a segment of downtown, but it's walking distance to nothing. Right. Everything you have to do, you have to drive to.
Yeah, and what's interesting about both sides of downtown Orlando is if you go north, you're in Floral Hospital, which I think is the biggest hospital now in North America, or at least the United States. And then, like Joey was just discussing, if you go south, not only do you have the hospital he just mentioned, you also have Arnold Palmer, which is the children's hospital.
Yes, it's one of the number one children's hospitals in the United States.
Yeah, my daughter went there when she had some issues with her liver. We ended up transferring out just because it was a much more serious thing at that point in time 20 years ago. But a lot of people don't also realize there's a lot of retirees that live all around downtown Orlando. Yes, and one of the reasons is the hospitals. And again, if you live in the downtown area, it kind of floats in. We were talking about College Park, but I'd say most people, or a lot of people that live downtown Orlando, they float into, it's called Winter Park Avenue. You know, so what's interesting there is you could be in Winter Park. So we were just discussing this with Joey. There's 2 gyms, LA Fitness is in Winter Park. There's actually 3. If you're downtown, you really have access to a lot of stuff now, right?
Quick.
Very quick. So like they revamped it. I'll just say LA Fitness, right in Winter Park, near Park Avenue. Then there's another one on 436, and then there's another one on Colonial Drive. And then, there's a 24-hour fitness, a big gym right downtown.
Yes, South Soto. And south of downtown, right behind the the Orlando Regional Medical Center.
Right. So there's, and again, even if you're downtown and say you want to get to Dr. Phillips, which they may not know, or Restaurant Row, very quick access.
You can.
Yeah, it's
a 10, 12-minute ride to it.
Yeah, it's not like, say, Chicago, New York, LA, a lot of these places where they're really not always, well, it's just hard to even get in and out of the city. There's a lot of traffic on I-4 in Orlando, downtown.
But there's back ways, there's back roads.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Get you to these places quick.
Yes, and you can learn them very quickly. You don't have to spend tons of money on tolls.
Right.
And it's just it's an interesting place. And I went to a pool party with Joey not too long ago. It was awesome. And I just think this town is going to explode eventually. It's just going to become where, if you want to live somewhere where you have access to, I'm not saying every ocean, but if you're here, like we were just discussing earlier, you could go to Daytona Beach, be there in an hour and a half. Jacksonville's 2.5. If you want to go to Cocoa Beach again, we're at an hour and a half. You want to go to Tampa, hour and a half, 2 hours. That's going to be huge in the future. Right now, it may not be, but it's going to be something huge. Not even including Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, all these other things that just keep growing and growing and growing. And it's almost the reverse, I think, Joe. I was going to tell you this. You know, like most cities grow suburbs outside the cities. I think we've been here so long, it seems like all the suburbs keep coming closer into the city.
They are.
Right? It's coming closer and closer. It's reversed. So, anyways.
Now, even though there is a lot of growth on the outskirts, all the up north people are coming down, and they're going to the outskirts. And they love it out there. They don't mind the little drive because they're used to the city and they want to get away from it. New York, Chicago, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, all these different areas. And they come here like, I'll be happy to drive 30 minutes, but live out where I live. Because they're selling a $500,000 house that's 1,200 square feet, and they're spending $250,000 on a 2,000 square foot home with a pool. It's paradise to them. And they'll accept that.
Yeah, in most places, even in Florida, except Orlando that I see, and I'll include Jacksonville, we'll do South Beach, we'll do Boca, Naples, all we can name them. A lot of them, I want to say, build around their cities more, but because of Disney and Universal, they're always wanting to build over there, away from the city and near the tourist, obviously, parts where all the tourist money is. Yeah. No place is really like that to that level. I mean, you got LA, but I mean, California with their tourism, with Disney and Anaheim, but that's it's so different here because one of the reasons nobody builds them all, I think, downtown Orlando, I'm not saying that the people don't make enough money here because there is money around here. Right. They all want the tourist big bucks, so they're going to go all the way out to Disney Springs. They're going to go to Disney World.
They want that entertainment out there.
Yeah, Kissimmee. They're going to all go to Universal. They're going to go to
SeaWorld.
Exactly. They're all fighting for that area. And kind of always neglecting this area. Right. But eventually, once something, I think, pops here, and who knows what it's going to be. I don't know what that's going to be in the future. If somebody huge comes here, especially if somebody like, hypothetically, Amazon or a big company comes to Orlando besides something tourist-driven. Yeah. Or tourist-driven where maybe something huge happens downtown, which could be like, say, a Great America they were talking about opening in East Orlando.
They were going to do that,
right?
Yes.
So that would...
And they shut that down.
Right. That can... And, you know, a lot... Even the... What's that? Lake Nona. Now that's exploding. Well,
that's where they were going to build the Great America.
Right.
Or the Great Adventure.
Now they're doing all medical. That's blowing up, again, away from downtown.
Yes. And it's creating an entire community out there.
Yeah, so... Anyways, if you want... I think if you're looking to maybe possibly invest in real estate or move... Downtown, I always kind of bum wrapped it.
Around the Disney area, I'm having a lot of people that are interested in vacation rental stuff. They're able to come down and use it, and then the rest of the year they're able to rent it out, and they get a nice little pretty penny for it. And that I'm working. I already put 2 people in, or 2 families into those, and I'm working 3 more. And that's what's becoming really popular. But it's attractions still. Orlando is attractions.
Right.
No matter which way anyone wants to turn it, Orlando is attractions.
Yeah, and my cousin invests in real estate. So what's quite interesting with him is he wants, like a lot of people, they're going to invest in real estate for people doing the Airbnb thing. But he realized a lot of real estate near the airport is still very cheap.
Yes.
And a lot of people, when they travel to Orlando for business, which a lot of people do come, not just for conventions or not just as a tourist, they come here for one night or two. They want to be close to the airport, just like I'm flying to Vancouver,
right?
And I want to be near the airport. But eventually, once that gets kind of, that's gonna float right into downtown eventually, right? That's what's gonna start happening because that real estate's gonna get more and more money. And like I said, the airport is so close, people have no idea.
It is. There's a highway going to every corner of Orlando. There's a highway going out of the airport. And that's what the wonderful thing is. You could be anywhere, at any point of Central Florida at any time with very little traffic. And that's what the good thing is.
Yeah, especially if you live south coming into that. Yeah. You're smoking into the airport. That airport's amazing, I'm going to tell you, for access. Getting in and out very quickly, especially if you have global or TSA pre, But here's the thing that you got to remember regarding Orlando's airport. There's thousands of kids. So you're never going to, it's loud.
You're not getting away from
you're not getting away from that, I'll tell you that much. All right, anything else, Joe?
No, that's it.
You good? You like this discussion? I know, he loves talking real estate. What was I going to say to you? There was something else I kept forgetting about. Oh, yeah. So you have houses downtown, and then you have condos, and then you have apartments, right?
Yes.
What do you think the benefit would be renting compared to buying? Because I don't still think buying a condo in downtown Orlando would be really that good of an investment.
Buying, no. Right now, the rents are too inexpensive, where you don't have to worry about the maintenance of the place. You don't have to worry about the maintenance fee or the condo association fee. And everything is taken care of for you. You have no insurances except for a rental insurance, which is like $11 or $12 a month. You lock your door and go, and you worry about nothing.
Yeah, it's hard to invest in condos in Orlando and sell.
Yes,
let's call it for what it is.
Right,
because of the association fees and everything involved.
Yes, the prices they're asking for in the downtown area, I think, are just a little bit too inflated. What they're trying to get from people. They just keep jacking the price up for no reason, and it's not justified.
No, it's not South Beach.
It's not South Beach.
Yeah,
You're not in Fort Lauderdale. Right. You're not in South Beach. You're
Clearwater, Naples,
right.
Nothing.
You have none of that. And you want to justify a one-bedroom over $200,000? No, not even close.
No, and here's the thing, too. If you come downtown to visit, parking's really inexpensive. So
you can park anywhere.
Yeah, so say Joey's dating somebody, or even me visiting him tonight. It's not, you could find places to park cheap, even park free sometimes, right?
Yes.
Or for, very cheap, which is a huge perk, believe me, because I'm in major cities all over, and so is he, where you could pay $20 up to $60 for a night of parking.
Oh, it's crazy.
Especially if you go rent a condo or you buy one, you only get one space. And also, a lot of these places are very modern. A lot of new places downtown that are being built. So don't think they're like, again, South Florida, some places.
They're not 20 years old.
Yeah, 20, 30, 40. It's not
they're
like
only
California.
5, 8, 10 years. The oldest one is the Reeves house, and they renovated that. That thing looks like it was built last month.
Yeah, all the kitchens are extremely modern. Bathrooms are unbelievable. Nice sized closets. Again, this isn't like LA, New York, Chicago, Philly, San Fran. Yeah, you're getting a lot for your money usually, I will say. Like your unit's beautiful, unbelievable views, pool. It's just a whole... If you like that city vibe, urban lifestyle...
that convenience.
Yeah, and convenience. Yeah. This is a nice spot. Yeah. I think it's getting better. If you're single, I wouldn't say if you were a family, I still wouldn't recommend living here under any measure.
It's an adult playground downtown right now still.
Yeah, it's not for kids.
No,
I'm just going to tell you, not even for schooling.
Nope.
Horrible
for schooling.
Here's the other thing that we forgot to mention. They're opening, is it the new Valencia and UCF?
Yes, in downtown. They're doing that for the school, but that's still not kids. It's not family stuff.
No, right. But they are doing that, which is going to help the property value again.
That'll help out with the UCF, right? The UCF, the master programs and the doctorate programs and things like that. They're not bringing in classes like freshman college kids. No. Right. They're bringing in professional degree programs.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Is Valencia building there too, or just UCF?
It's so far just UCF. There is a Valencia where there's classes there, but it's to prep you for your bachelor's and your master's degree.
I had no idea. And if they don't know what UCF is, UCF, University of Central Florida, is I think right now not the biggest school, but has the most students than any other college or university in North America. Yes. I think it's up in the 70,000s.
Wow.
Or maybe more, in between 60 and 70 or 77. I'm all screwed up. And then if you add in the junior college, which is Valencia, I think they have 40,000. Oh, really? But I think a lot of them are online too. Yeah. So it's not just going to the universities. A lot of stuff is online now, yeah. Yeah, but all these little things are adding on to downtown is what I'm saying. And actually that was, again, I'd hate to say it, in a bad area town where they're building and knocking, where the original Orlando Magic used to play, which was the arena. They knocked that down and they're building that. Yes,
and they're pushing campus. All the low-income housing, they're pushing it completely out.
Yeah, which is kind of rough on those people, but it's just like any other city. They can only go with Orlando or downtown Orlando. All the good real estate that's really underdeveloped is west, but a lot of the areas are bad. It butts all the way up against Orange Blossom Trail if you keep going west, as you know. You can't go really too far east because then you're going into Thornton Park, right? And that's already all developed into homes. If you end up going north, you're in College Park. Right. If you end up going south, what was that neighborhood you call it?
Soto.
Soto.
South of downtown.
So they have to basically start heading west. Yes. Is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And the more that develops, the more property value is going to go up. Well, they're expanding I-4.
You're out by Disney. You're out by Disney, Windermere, Metro West, Dr. Phillips. But eventually that land's going to disappear, and they keep going further out. Now they're going out toward Winter Garden, which is connected to like the backside of Windermere. Yeah, it's still beautiful out there.
It's still, you could still catch deals out there, and you can catch deals even. We're going way out there, but I'm saying at a Popka or whatever.
Oh yes, there's deals.
You know, you start getting crazy with that. Mm-hmm. But what else was I going to say? One last thing regarding the property increasing. I can't remember it now though.
Inflation.
No, I was. Like what's amazing too about downtown is there used to be car dealerships too.
Yes.
And they leveled all those.
Yes, they did.
And the thing was, you had to go west then, down Colonial Drive, which kind of is a bad area. And a lot of people don't like to do that, which is very interesting.
Well, they'd rather go into the Winter Park area or off of 436 and go to those dealerships opposed to these ones down here, yes.
Right. So, anyways, there's other things. We could talk about downtown Orlando's strengths and weaknesses all the time.
Well, it is
I think
growing,
we covered it.
And it is getting better. So don't ever let anybody discourage you by saying, oh, downtown is all one segment. No. It's split up into multiple segments. So don't ever let anybody divert you from ever wanting to explore downtown. Because around the Lake Eola is absolutely gorgeous.
It is. I did a video, if you want to check out YouTube. I did a Lake Eola, and I do some downtown videos on restaurants. And that was the one thing I wanted to say, I-4. So they're expanding I-4 right now. Once that opens up, it's going to be unbelievable to go through here. You're going to be able to fly.
Yes.
And East-West is always pretty good. And a lot of people complain and say, oh, the traffic in I-4 in Orlando is horrific.
But it's only a mile or so, and that's it, and it's over.
It may hold you up at certain times. It's a joke.
10 minutes.
It's a joke compared to every other major city. Oh. I mean, it's a real joke. Also, if you come here, public transportation is pretty damn good.
Yeah, you can get anywhere.
I'm not shitting you. So hypothetically, say you get a DUI, or say you don't have a license, or say you're a New Yorker, you don't have a license, or you don't drive. You come here, you got Lynx buses, you can jump on trains.
That's right. The train will take you anywhere.
Yeah, the train. I mean, and then you have Greyhounds. You could go anywhere in Florida. You could go Jacksonville all the way to South Florida. Jump in again if you're living
for $20.
Yeah, again, getting to the airport. You can even pull a con. I'll tell you right now, if you go to some of the hotels downtown Orlando, they have shuttles that take you to the airport. Get your little ass over there, and you'll get free rides to the airport and coming home. You don't even have to have Uber.
Right.
So
there are a little ways, yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of little tricks of Florida, and that goes for if you're staying in a hotel, say in Lake Buena Vista, Kissimmee, and say they don't have a shuttle. There's a Hilton, or there could be a Marriott. You can jump on a shuttle on Orlando and get to a hotel near yours and save $40, $30. But with downtown Orlando, they even have free transportation, don't they, Joe? Yep. That train? Or that little, not train, what's that little thing, the free?
It's called the Lynx Limo. There's 3 of them. They just go in a circle, all different directions. 2 segments of east and west, and then 1 segment of north and south. You can get anywhere in the central downtown area for free all day long.
Right. And there's also, like we're just saying, when I talk about buses going far, like Jacksonville, South Florida, there's buses no better place to catch a bus than downtown Orlando, getting anywhere you need to go in Central Florida, even like saying you want to go to Altamont, Lake Mary, right?
You could be out there.
You want to go to Restaurant Row. You want to go to Disney. Yeah. This is the place you're going to move to if you don't have a license. I'm telling you, you're going to save a ton of money because if you go on the outskirts of Orlando,
you can't get anywhere.
You ain't going to be able to go anywhere. You're going to be spending too much money on Uber and Lyft. And if you just don't want to buy a car...
You definitely need a car. You need a car out there.
You'll need a car. But if you move to Florida, Orlando, hypothetically, and you don't own a car, you don't want to buy a car, you don't want gas, you don't want insurance, move downtown. I'm going to tell you right now, like we were just discussing. Not only could you walk everywhere, Uber anywhere is on the average $12 to $15, and you can catch a bus anywhere.
Yes.
I would say.
Or the new train, the new Sunrail.
Or the new train, exactly, the Sunrail.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
All right, good. We covered some shit.
Yes, you did.
All right. Anyways, this is Joe Pensante again. He is with Remax Town Center.
Yes.
Nice. What's your
Remax
address?
Town Center, 330 East Central Boulevard, Orlando, Florida, 32801.
Nice. Do you want to give any other, like your email or your whatever?
It's hard to get it. jpensante@rtcglobal.net, but you can always call it 407-255-9028. You ever just want to talk about something, even if you're not even ready for anything, moving wise, if you just want to ask questions,
mortgage,
feel free to call me.
Yeah, you do mortgaging.
I did mortgages for the first 13 years of my career, so pick the phone up, call me, and even say hello.
Yeah, give Joe a call. And I'm going to do other podcasts because he's an old close friend and people always get a kick out of our craziness. This one was more on a serious element. We're going to do another podcast on fitness, on how to get Joey back into the gym.
Oh, geez.
And you can check me out, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever. I hope some of this information helped you. I also did a podcast, if you want to know about the beaches all over the state of Florida, with my girlfriend, Rhea, who's a master of travel. And Joey knows a ton about beaches, which maybe I'll do one with him as well. We go through every beach town in Florida, at least the ones that I actually had a list of them, and she went through all of them. And that was a really cool podcast if you want to check that out as well. And we also did a podcast, me and you, on real estate once as well in this. I think it was just Orlando, Florida, what our predictions are regarding that. So, all right, I'm going to wrap it up there.
Thank you.
Take care, and if you're traveling, safe travels.
All right.